Hey, this is DJ. This is Kaz. We're Buried Above Ground, and this is Speak of the Devil podcast.
Greetings from Podcastville. Tonight is August 3rd, 2020. We are here on the Speak of the Devil podcast, broadcasting for you during a pandemic. So this is a special podcast as I'm on vacation, as Axel Foley would say in Beverly Hills Cop 1. I'm on vacation. But I'm still doing the things that I love, which is right now the podcast, and I want to especially highlight some of the beautiful gifts that were bestowed upon me from my wonderful family over the weekend. But first, let's do our normal roll call kind of topics. Let's go through music first. The first item on music that I would like to point out is Static X's new album, which is not really a new album, because obviously Wayne Static is unfortunately no longer with us. But what it is, it's a compilation of the last vocal recordings that he had, and I think the new band, or whoever it was, kind of filled in the gaps to provide the music for all that kind of stuff. So there's a bit of controversy with some of the old band members that, want writing credits instead of the new ones, but whatever. It's a great CD. It's kind of a bittersweet CD, though, because, or whatever, Spotify listen, whatever the hell you listen to. But because obviously he's gone, and there are some really good tracks on it. I just did a duathlon over the weekend with my wife, and a lot of the tracks off of that album were pumping my run and my bike ride. So it was really good. So, I know they got a new guy, and he seems pretty cool, and, give him the benefit of the doubt, and we'll see what the new album brings with him being at the vocal front. But this latest Static X album is something I would highly recommend, and check it out. And today being August 3rd, 2020, being a huge Metallica fan, today is actually the godfather, the true godfather of metal. James Hetfield today is his birthday, so happy birthday to him. Like I said, August 28th, S&M 2 will be coming out. That'll be cool. Outside of that, there's not much to report on music, but that's not why we're here tonight. Why we're doing the podcast tonight on this wonderful birthday weekend of mine, which we're wrapping up and getting ready to go back to work, is video games. And the thing that I would like to highlight are these. This is the trifecta that I had posted on Facebook. This is the trifecta of old school goodness, and that is the video game. So right here I have the 8-bit DOE Genesis controller that will work. It will work on any Genesis system. It will work on this system, which we will talk about here in a minute. Also on Switch consoles, if you just hook it up straight with a wire into the system, 100% lag free. It feels great, very much like the original Genesis controller. So we have two of these. They hook up through a couple of 2.4 gigahertz wireless connections, which are perfect. But these two right here are really the stars of the podcast tonight. This is why we're doing this tonight. Right here we have the Terra Onion Mega SD. What this is it is actually not only just a reproduction of, a lot of flash cards that have, the ability to run Genesis ROMs. This actually has a reproduction, an FPGA reproduction of the Sega CD in a chip on this, so you can bypass needing a Sega CD and just load ISOs onto this. Now I know talking ISOs and all that stuff is crazy, but I would like to read you the Analog actual official welcome message when you get this. Congratulations on becoming Analog SG owner. We set out to define the definitive way to explore Sega's 16-bit and 8-bit era. A reimagining of the underdog that led a 16-bit revolution, engineered with an FPGA, no emulation, 1080p, zero lag, total accuracy. Mega SD is not a plug-and-play toy. Compatible with 2,180 plus Sega Genesis, Mega Drive, and Master System game cartridge library. Explore and relive one of the greatest video game systems of all time with no compromises. And that is just with the Analog Mega SG, which we will talk about. This right here is a 1080p reproduction of the Sega Genesis with zero lag that you can, buy. These are pricey, but when you combine this and this, you have a Sega CD in HD in 2020, which has never been possible. I mean, there is tons of collectors out there that if you go on a lot of YouTube channels, which I know nobody will, but basically collecting hardware and upgrading hardware, old disc drives from 1990 is impossible and expensive, and you can never keep up. This is the perfect and ultimate solution to wanting to play Sega CD games. So I would just like to highlight, now that we have explained how awesome that this is, and it is awesome, but I would like to say, this is one of those things for me that has a very nostalgic thing. When I was growing up, kind of, in the late 90s or whatever, this was a system that, me and my friends played heavily, especially, my friend that I will tag on this feed, Rob Branville, because he'll know. And I'll only go into a couple, 3 games that he knows that, he'll recognize as being awesome. Well, I guess maybe one being Lunar, or the Lunar series, which, I've already done the podcast, which, from the very beginning is one of my favorites of all time. Vi, which is another, RPG by Working Designs. But the last one, and this is where it gets funny, is Wirehead. And yes, I have Wirehead. And it is great seeing it in full 1080p HD, watching Wirehead going, "You're good!" Ha! And only Rob Ranville will get that reference, and I'm sure if he's actually watching, he'll laugh, because he knows what Wirehead part of that game we're talking about. And he's the only one that I know that could actually beat Wirehead back in the day. And we would sit there and play that for hours on end. It's probably the biggest FMV game that we would just play, I don't know why, over and over and over. But I guess it was because there was multiple ways to get to the end, even though it was so hard. But you are good. So that is this. This is the ultimate Mega SD with the Mega SG HD Sega CD experience. That as long as I don't drop it like I thought I did and broke it, which I did not. It is in wonderful condition. I just needed a nice update, and now it's working beautifully. But I love it. So thank you for everybody that helped kind of put this trifecta of gaming magnificence together. It is very much appreciated. And let's see, just like a normal podcast, let's wrap it up with wrestling. There's not much wrestling to talk about other than the fact that we are coming up on SummerSlam now that we're in August. Obviously, the huge venue in Boston has been canceled due to COVID. And the rumors are that Vince McMahon is tired of the performance center, like, kind of pay-per-views that they've been doing. So they might be renting a yacht, they might be getting an island, they might be doing something somewhere like maybe UFC kind of did. The rumors are aloft, but hopefully SummerSlam will be something cool. But that's all rumors for now, and that's all we got for now. It's been a fun weekend for my birthday, even amongst the pandemic. Family and friends have made this really cool. So there we go. We'll see you on the next Speak of the Devil podcast.